Good morning. This is the first assignment for Module 1. The research topic of investigation is formative assessment in a blended classroom. The research that was completed for this first module was captured in an online flyer through the website called smore.com. Smore.com allows you to capture different versions of information and post it in a attractive visual platform that is accessible online. Within this program, I've captured part of an online article from the journal, a YouTube video about assessment in blended learning, a text box, as well as I used a snippet to paste parts of a journal as well. So it's a very easy online program that you can manipulate. And what's nice with this, in a blended learning environment, you can put this out and then get feedback on how often your students or people that you're trying to reach utilize this resource. So you can share this platform through email and the different social media platforms. And what you would get then is you can get a view of how many times. So this one that I created for another program, this was viewed 125 times, and I can click on Show Analytics, and it tells me how and what modes did they view this, and I can use this information to better reach my audience. So most of them utilize this resource through email rather than the social media. The takeaways about formative assessment initially is that, like a face-to-face classroom or an online classroom, formative assessment is foundational. You need the immediate feedback from your students. Joliet Township already has parts of this within their curriculum. For example, in Lit Support, they utilize the Achieve 3000 platform to measure student reading comprehension and then to immediately adjust to the student's reading. So it's immediate adjustment. Just like Math Support as well, they have the Renaissance program where students take online assessments, and based on their grade level that they test into, then the system immediately responds to the students and the teacher as well, and can gauge each lesson specifically to that student. And that was the biggest takeaway through the research that I did on formative assessment and blending, that it's not only it's minute by minute, it's second by second of how fast you can respond to a student and how necessary it is. This YouTube video, and it's at minute 111, so it's called Assessment for Blended Learning, really helps you understand that you do not see your students in an online platform. So you miss those nonverbal cues that you could see in a classroom with body language, just the physical aspect of seeing a student in front of you. So it's really important to focus in on that minute by minute feedback of your students that you're interacting with online, because of this lack of nonverbal communication that you do not get with a classroom that you see in front of you. Another article that I found, and this is through a blog, it's kdonflexlearnblogspot.com. If you click on this, you actually get to this site. It gives an example of how you can take, say, blogging as your strategy and embed it throughout your lesson, from the content that you're studying, the activities that you develop, how you communicate with your students, and then also how you assess. So the skill is developed throughout. Instead of just using the blog as an assessment, you use this platform throughout the entire lesson. Another article I found is gauging the perspective of faculty, so the person carrying out the class versus the student participating in the class. And it was an open-ended question, and it really gives you an idea of what kind of assessments they found to be most effective. So faculty went back to projects, rubrics, self-assessments, and so forth. But it's really interesting, the students' perspective on assessment, what they thought was valuable. They had self-assessments, practice tests, discussions, weekly assignments with immediate feedback, but they also gave some feedback. Student respondents to giving how faculty could improve, and the key is meaningful and timely feedback. So when you are in an online class, that immediate feedback is necessary because of the lack of not being in front of that instructor during that period of time. So it really goes down to minute by minute feedback and using different kinds of feedback. Because of the loss, you do not see that nonverbal communication with your audience, and really wanting to, this platform allows you to gauge more so on an individual level than you could possibly in a traditional classroom. That is my summary for this first module regarding the research on formative assessment in a blended classroom.